Um, so now you'll get that little message and you can say okay to that. What does it look like to close the month out strong? It looks like, where are you in relation to your next thing, whether it's that qualifying at 300 or can you drive, Kaz?
Yep.
Thanks. Whether it's that 300 qualifying or whether it is getting the $600 so you can get that free host event kit for next month, or is it getting to your pay raise, or did you set a personal goal that you wanted to achieve this month? And if you haven't, please do that. Always set a goal for yourself. It can be your goal. It doesn't have, I mean, it's great to follow one of our goals because you always get something for it. But guess what? It doesn't have to be, right? It can be whatever you want it to be. I really encourage you guys to always set goals and be talking to your team about their goals. What are their goals? What are they shooting for, so that we can all help each other? So that's kind of, to me, what closing strong looks like. How close are you to the next thing? Are you at 1,300? Go ahead, push and get to 15. Get yourself that pay raise. Did you have a goal to do 4 parties next month and you're at 3? Get that last party for next month, right? So, this is a month-end push. Steph, I apologize. Ever since we got back from Arizona, my computer changes the time and I cannot fix it. So I did change the time earlier in the day.
I thought it was 8 and then I saw 9. I was like, wow, I really must be out of it.
You're not. I don't know what the doggone deal is. I'm
so sorry.
No, I'm sorry, you poor thing. She's like, yeah, sure. I'm like right in the middle of brushing my teeth. I'll be right there or whatever, Anyway, thank you so much for being our guest director tonight. I know, girl, you have all kinds of good stuff to share. So talking about
month end. Okay. So in full transparency, you guys, first time in a while, I've been really scared I wasn't going to hit director this month. It's been a very busy month for me personally. We all have lives, things happen, but I turned it on and I looked to my other leaders and other teammates and said, help me. I need a push this time. So I'm going to take what I've learned from them, what I'm currently doing, and hopefully share with you guys some really helpful tips about making the most of this week, right? So one of the first things, before we even get into the action steps of this month-end push, is I really believe mindset matters. Get your mind right about this month end. If you think it's too late, it's too late. It's not. I can tell you that right now. So just center yourself, believe in abundance, and that you can make whatever goal happen you want to make happen. You just have to start with knowing it's possible. And then when you put that action out, it's gonna happen, right? But if you think I'm gonna reach out to these 5 people, but they probably don't want wine. They just ordered, they ordered a 4-pack last month. I'll reach out, but they probably won't, then they won't. So before you even send those messages, go into it with a good mindset. Know that you are providing value to people, and it's all about how you approach the situation. So with that in mind, the first thing we have to do is we have to show up for our business. I know it's the last week, but show up and your business is going to show up with you. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is reaching out. I'm not talking about doing a mass email campaign. That's not going to get you to where you need to be at this point in the month. Okay. It's going to be about your personal reach outs. So number 1, I think one of the easiest things to check off the list and to get your mojo going when you feel slightly defeated is to look at your playbook. What's your playbook got in store for you? What are they telling you? Who can you reach out to and say, happy birthday? Congratulations. I'm so excited. I hope you have an amazing birthday. Just know you have XYZ rewards points, and One Hope's giving you, is it 50 additional points, Lori? 50? 50? Okay. Is that the birthday
Yeah,
points?
yeah, yeah. Sorry, sorry,
I
sorry.
know that it's okay. I know that One Hope's giving you an additional 50 points to spend. That's a really great place to start. I love doing those because you're not asking for anything. You're celebrating them. You know what I mean? You're saying, guess what? Gift for you. Now's a great time to use it because guess what? We've got these awesome Halloween bottles in stock and you want to get them before they're gone. So leading into something like that, right? You're providing value to them. You're letting them know we have something amazing to offer and why she might love it. You know what I mean? Because it's going to be perfect for her get together in October with her neighbors or whatnot. The next thing about reaching out is what I found, and I think what I forgot is that when you connect with a cause that's important to you, that's going to come through and others are going to connect, right? So, one of the first things I started doing was I went back through some of my top events. And first, I looked at like the last 3 to 9 months. And I said, okay, these are still super relevant. They could all use a reorder within this time period. What events did really well? And I went back and I would open an event up and I would then talk to the host first and I'd say, hey, listen, I'd really love to see if we can do something to raise money for ALS again. I know how important that is to you. By any chance, do you need a refill right now? We can put it on your another ALS event and raise some donations. And I'm sure your girlfriends are out of wine too. So I can check in with them. You can check in with them. Let me know. And then let's get, a donation going for it again. That's been super helpful because they're connecting with their cause that's important. So they know that if they're making a purchase, it's going to be giving back to something that matters to them. I know I am talking super fast.
Great, but can I ask you a clarifying question?
Yeah.
You then reach out to her guests and say, hey, Kathy's raising money again for ALS. Yeah. Gosh, that's brilliant stuff. I love it. So good.
You can, and then you can turn to the next event and say, oh, they're raising money for their local animal shelter. Now is a great time of year to do that. And let her know. And let me clarify something. Don't leave the ball in her court. Put the ball back in your court. Let her know you are going to reach out to her guests for you. You don't have to give her anything to do. You do it, right? They already ordered from you. You already established a point of contact. It's totally okay for you to, send that text message. Ask if they have time to chat real quickly so you can give them updates about what we're currently offering right now. Our gift boxes are another great thing, right? The way to talk about them is to say, hey, can you think of anything you've got coming up in the next month or so that you would need a gift for? You can snag a 4-pack for yourself, or you can grab 3 bottles, 4 bottles, add on these gift sets, which they ride for free, right? They're just add-ons. You can add on as many as you'd like once you get a bottle, or maybe it's up to 12. And then, gift one of the bottles of wine with this beautiful new gift boxes we have. So that's another one. Third is that personally, I went ahead and opened up an event for myself. And I chose the event totally honest. So like my son's 6th birthday was this past weekend. He has autism. So I always do a big autism fundraiser come April, but I just crazy month, having a hard time. It's been an emotional weekend and I'm sitting on the couch talking with my husband about, what we would do in the future for him. Like, would we open a nonprofit, all this stuff. And as we're chatting, I'm like, oh my gosh, we should celebrate him, right? Because Facebook always asks if like it's my birthday, they're like, hey, do you want to fundraise for your birthday? You want to share this with your friends? I was like, let's do it for Cade. It's his birthday. So let's celebrate him by making this fundraiser. So that's what I mean by making it personal to you. What do you have going on in your life right now that resonates with you? Because when you share that with people, that sincerity, that passion is going to come across, and then you're like, yes, you know what, I would love to help you with that. I'd love to support that. That's such a great cause. And yeah, people have been ordering. I am halfway to my goal, more than halfway to my goal. So the same can happen for you. We still have tonight. We have Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. The first is Friday, right? So
Correct.
we still have 3 full days left, and so much can happen. Um, that one is really, I think that one's, personally been working for me, but you've got so many different strategies. It just has to be intentional when you're sending your messages. Don't blindly send a message to somebody and say, "Hey, we've got these new Halloween bottles, thought you'd love them. Here's the link if you'd like to order." Would you like the link to order? I'd love to share it with you if you're interested. It's an offer. You're starting a conversation and it gives you a reason to follow up. "Hey, Sally, I wasn't sure if you saw my message the other day." And it's always good to try different forms of communication. Say you called her and you got her voicemail. Send her a text message the next day and say, "Hey, I'm really sorry we couldn't connect on the phone. I gave you a call yesterday. Things have been crazy. Wanted to share this, gorgeous new gift set we got that I know you've got your sister's baby shower coming up. Would you like a link to shop? Let me know." And so ask the question, have the conversation. Don't just assume they're going to order or hope that if I give them the link, an order is going to magically appear. The magic happens when you have those conversations, whether it be by phone, by text, whatever works best for you and your customers. So those were some of my top tips.
Those were so good, Steph. I am not joking. I want you to look at the notes I took. I'm definitely not kidding. Like I mean,
I know I write all my notes.
I always take
that.
But like literally, it never even occurred to me to just go re-enroll your host, just re-engage your host from 3 months ago or whatever, and be like, hey, that will stay in my mind as like a super, super cool trick and a super great way to re-engage people. Because it's like you said, they don't have to do anything. I'm going to do it for you. Just so you know, listen, I'm going to, do you want anything? I'm going to reach out to your people. I love that. That was so good. I loved that takeaway. These were really, really great. And I really also loved your mindset because it's kind of easy. I mean, I will be honest too, I've been traveling a lot this month. It's easy to be like, well, I guess we'll chalk this one up because, but if your mindset is right and you have a goal in mind, go get it. Go get it.
That's the other thing. If you get your mindset right and you're like, okay, you know what you want to do. When I first hopped on, you were talking about this, right? Your goal is to get 600 PCV. You're going to get your free tasting kit. Put that goal on a sticky note, put it on your mirror, put it in your wallet, put it somewhere where you're going to see it multiple times a day. You're reminding yourself, this is what I'm going for right now. This is what we're doing. It's going to happen. Yep. I got to do another reach out. I'm getting super close to that goal. It's going to happen. If it is in front of your face, you will not forget about it and your goal will not forget about you.
Oh my gosh. You're giving me goosebumps. I'm literally not joking. So you guys also remember, we're in the middle of an incentive. Well, not in the middle. We're at the end of an incentive. Where are you on that incentive? Are you close to the towel? Are you close to the suitcase? Are you close to the trip? Like, where are you? Go for it. Push, push, push. You never, ever want to leave anything on the table, which is what we often say here, but it's so true. Don't leave anything on the table. That's there for you. Go get it. Go get it. Does anybody have any comments, any other things that you've done in the past or anything like that you'd like to share? Because we are all in this together and we're all working the same thing right now. So yeah. Anyone want to put it in the chat? You can just there's not that many people. Feel free to unmute yourself and share what you wanted to tell us. Anything at all. Kaz, what tips do you have?
I don't have any tips, but can somebody tell me a good tip for recruiting?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of a bigger conversation, but honestly,
ask every host you've ever had. That's the first thing you should ask them when they host. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? They're already warmed up.
Exactly. Your host is always your very best possibility. And then the other thing that I would say, and this sounds so trite and we've all heard it, but it really is powerful. The more conversations you have, the more your business will grow. You have to be willing to talk about it all the time to everyone, and not in a gross way. Talk about, what are you getting from it? What are you enjoying from it? You know, what have you earned? What are you looking forward to earning? Why do you want to work with that person? Why are you even having this conversation? Right? You met Christy in the bar. Why are you okay? The bar. I've been partying a little bit too much these last couple of weeks. But let's say you met Christy at the library and you guys spoke up, you know, struck up a conversation. Be authentic. Why are you looking at her as a potential teammate? Right? Like, wow, you know what, Christy, when you told me that you are, you know, trying to earn enough money to pay for your kids' preschool, whatever it is, be authentic, but have those conversations, be willing to talk about it all the time, and be the wine lady. That's like my number one tip. You want literally everyone to know you as the wine lady, so that when you go with somebody to dinner or something, they go, hey, Greta, would you pick the wine? Because you know about wine. Even if you don't, who cares? You know, like, be known as the wine lady in your area. Who else has tips for that? More conversations. And I love it, Kaz. Yes, 100%. Be authentic. Just be you. You are perfect. You are the perfect person to refer somebody to this business, because you're in it and you're having fun and you're earning money and you're making friends and you're doing a great job. You're the perfect advertisement for One Hope. So just be you.
I'm going to add on too. If you're newer to this business and you don't have a lot of experience or stories to tell about what it's done for you and your life, borrow other people's stories. There are a ton of people that have been with this company now for 6 years. Right? This is how long this part of our company has been around, 6 years. There are a ton of people that have stories about how being a part of One Hope in any way, shape, or form has changed them a little bit or a huge, massive amount. You know, we have the big stories like Lori, who has, you know, she's always been awesome, but the amount of like personal growth that we get out of this business is phenomenal. The friendships that we get, the money that we make, and the wine that we get to drink. I mean, there are so many reasons that we can give, and so many stories that we can share. I have a teammate who, I have a friend in this business who, we have leaders in our company who, I have a new teammate who joined this month, and I just posted about her. She's not here, Pam. She joined in September. She earned her Rockstar. She earned Fast Start 1. She earned Fast Start 2. She's phenomenal. She's a business walking dogs, not someone that I would have targeted or thought of. She's phenomenal. So you never know who you're talking to or what they're doing. Don't ever prejudge.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. And then something that I've actually learned from somebody who is an incredible coach to me, Kelly Newcomer, is the phrase, who do you know who? Who do you know who's having a party? Who do you know who just is celebrating an anniversary? Who do you know who needs extra money for gymnastics? Who do you know who? And this is just a way for you to ask for referrals, right? So if you feel like you're at a dead end with somebody and you've been through the whole mountaintop method, you've offered all the things, that's okay. Hey, I totally understand, because you know it's never about you, right? So you never have to feel hurt or dejected or rejected. It's literally never about you. So don't think that it is, but it's always okay at the end of a conversation, if you feel like you've hit a dead end, to go, oh my gosh, totally understand. So listen, who do you know who you think this might be a good fit for? Who do you know that needs, again, wine for the holidays or whatever? Who do you know who's a real estate agent who's doing really well and wants to give gifts to their clients? Use that phrase and you'll think of a million different ways to have these conversations. And as you are doing this month-end push, use that phrase in your own head to help direct you who to reach out to. I really love that. Who do you know who? Yeah.
I think, Stephanie, all the things that you gave us, all the tips that you gave us on how to finish the month end strong on sales, we can take those same tips and turn them into tips for offering our opportunity, because that's the best thing that we can offer people. And so, look at your notes on what Stephanie shared with all the things, right? Stephanie, tell us more about that.
Turning like just refocusing on
Yeah.
looking at a recruit, right? So one of the things, just to piggyback off of something Laurie said real quickly that struck a remembrance, you don't be surprised how many people if somebody's, like you said, you exhausted the mountain and you get to the bottom for the referrals, how happy people are to say, I do know somebody who would be interested, or I do know somebody that might be able to use this. Don't think that you're you're not a bother. It's you're a business and you're open for business. And just because you're not a brick and mortar doesn't mean you shouldn't be operating the same way. But the same thing with like looking at your playbook, right? Seeing a customer that's ordered repeatedly, they're another great one to say, I know how much you love the wine. Why are you paying me for your wine? You should be paying yourself for your wine. You know what I mean? No pressure, just offering. It's another great way to see, consistent customers. And sometimes people are afraid to lose a really good customer. As a teammate, you are never losing out in that situation. Yep. You're always gaining more by them joining you.
100%. That's 100% true. Never, there's also this idea of timing, right? Let it be the time that it is. Sometimes it can feel like, oh gosh, I don't want to sign them up on the 31st because, right? No. Bring them on board. They're coming on board at the time that's right for them, the time that's working for them. So don't try to change their mind and put them off or literally anything like that. You said something else. I wish I could remember because it was a really good thing that I thought of, but I can't remember. Anyway, it'll come back to me and I'll put it in the Dream Crew. But such great tips, Steph. Thank you. And I'm so sorry for the time confusion.
Oh, not at all. I'm just so glad I'm glad I was able to be here and share this.
I am so grateful. Thank you so much. You
Thanks
guys,
for having me.
Oh gosh, dang. Are you kidding? Keep OND in mind. OND is upon us. That's October, November, December. If you don't know what that means, you will make more money in the next 3 months than you may have made in the last 9. So, but it does mean reaching out, talking to people, setting appointments, getting parties on, whether it's on Facebook, in person, on Zoom, whatever it's going to be. I know I had a conversation earlier with Taritha. She's in Texas. The numbers there are astronomical. Nobody feels comfortable getting together. So, okay, let's utilize our virtual tasting kits and let's get Zoom. This Zoom is available to anybody on the team. Don't think you have to have a Zoom. You don't. Just let me know and you can use this one. You were going to say what, Steph?
Given the circumstances, depending on where you live, some people it's okay and super comfortable. So as you're planning in-person events, think in your mind for a plan B and talk to your host with what you're doing. And just for the sake of your business, without everything falling apart, because things change so rapidly anymore these days. If you have an in-person event of any sort, talk to your host about if something should change. What's our plan B? How are we going to still do this event? How are we going to turn it virtually? How are we going to communicate that with the guests? And whatever that may be.
I love that. Have a plan B right now. We got to have one. And for us, plan B really is the best plan B is going to be a virtual tasting. Awesome, Christy. Good. So she said she just did that with an event yesterday. Yeah. I mean, you guys have an alternative, have that virtual tasting ready to roll, because guess what? They're fun. Guess what else? We've been out for a while now and people aren't quite as burnt out on the Zoom event. I don't know how many of you were on the Zoom harvest with Truffle Shuffle, but it looked like there were like over 100 people on there and it was a great event. And I think people had a good time. So yeah, just have that. Oh, yay, Jane was there. Have that as an offer, and a Facebook fundraising group obviously is also always an opportunity. I would offer that last personally, but
Mhm.
that's just mostly because I hate them, but that's just being honest with you. Because you have to remember to post. You don't really, you can actually schedule all your posts. That was really the
I love them.
Oh no.
I don't know. I'm looking. I'm
Um,
looking.
Love them. So I love them.
Okay. Oh, you love them. Somebody loves them. Good. Okay, good. Yeah, well, I think that was Crystal probably, because Crystal does love her looking good. Yes, she does. Yes, she does.
Yeah.
Okay, we are at our 30 minutes, so I'm going to wrap it up. Can everybody who's on camera give me a beautiful smile so that I can take a screenshot of this awesome crew and of Steph when she's smiling, and shout her out. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much, Steph. Cheers, girl. And I know it's late on Thursday for our happy hour, but just so you know, mommy's always up late on the last day of the month. So I'd like to have some friends to have,
Aren't we all?
right? We're all up at the same time, and it's hard for me to stay awake because mommy's old. So if I have you guys to hang out with, I will stay up. Maybe I'll play a movie or something, for sure, some music. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. Steph, you're the best. Thank you so, so much.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Good cheers and good luck, everybody. We're going to crush
Rock
September's month end. We got this.
out. I love it. All right, friends.